What's up, guys? Grizz Wizard here, coming back for another trailer reaction. Dune Prophecy. I almost forgot what it was called because it's changed its working title several times. Dune Prophecy just released their first official trailer for the upcoming season that's going to be releasing between Dune Parts 2 and 3, coming from HBO Max. I love that we're getting this between the two installments of Denis' trilogy. It's really going to keep the hype going because we know he's taking a break and it's going to be several years before we actually see it. I know he said that he wanted to wait for Timothée Chalamet to get a little older before he films it, so that makes me excited. God, I think I first found out about this project being underway 5 years ago, and then nothing for a really long time. It's gone through several working titles. At one point it was called Dune Sisterhood. I always thought it should be called Dune Spice Girls. Regardless, this is focusing on the Bene Gesserit, the shadowy matriarchal organization that kind of runs things behind the scenes, installing people in positions of power, and have been meddling in galactic affairs for 10,000 years. I think Rebecca Ferguson did a phenomenal job portraying Lady Jessica in the newest Dune adaptation, and while there were a lot of changes made to her character from the source material, I think she absolutely killed it and laid down a really good blueprint to follow for the subsequent Bene Gesserit characters that we're going to get introduced to. She'll have some pretty big shoes to fill, so I hope the performances and the writing can really bring it in this series. But without further ado, let's check out the trailer to Dune Prophecy. Let's go.
10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides.
10,000 years.
Before the universe would know us as the Bene Gesserit.
Oh, sweet, okay. It's a new ship. It looks a lot like the Landers from Part 2.
We founded a sisterhood. Assigned to the great houses to help them sift truth from lies.
Was that Casey Jones?
We created a network of influence throughout the Imperium.
This is going to be the initial seduction of House Carino.
With a price.
Oh, that is Casey Jones.
Sister,
amazing.
friend, nothing is more important.
Costumes look fantastic.
And this is the marriage that makes it possible.
This is us playing God, and we will be judged for it. Value Harkonnen.
The first Harkonnen. Well, one of them anyway. Oh, look at this. They're giving us fire and ice. Damn.
Sisterhood above all.
That had a great tone. That was very ominous and sinister. Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. Right out of the gate, I really like that they're maintaining the same consistency in terms of atmosphere and just the aesthetics laid down in Denis' trilogy. It's going to be really cool to get to explore more of this vast world. There's so much world building and lore that goes on in the Dune books. So this is 10,000 years before Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides, we know he's born in the year 10,176 AG. 0 AG is 11,000 years AD, Anno Domini, so that would make Paul's birth 11,176 AG. I'm not 100% on my timeline, but I think that could place this around the time of the end of the Battle of Corrin, right? I wonder if this is going to give us tie-ins to the prequel novels. We could even see Vori and Atreides, right after the Butlerian Jihad is concluded, fighting against the machines. Not everyone loves those prequel books. I don't mind them. I especially like the Butlerian Jihad, actually. I thought Agamemnon was a badass character. But enough about that. I can't help but notice that yet again, we don't have any mention of the Spacing Guild, and we have no mention of the Tleilaxu, who are supposed to be the sworn rivals of the Bene Gesserit. There was no mention of the Tleilaxu in the first two Dune movies, and the Spacing Guild, even though they showed up with the retinue in Dune Part 1, they were nowhere to be seen in Dune Part 2. They were supposed to be present at that final confrontation between Fade and Paul. The Spacing Guild representatives were supposed to be in the room for that, so it's weird to me that they're leaving that in reserve, because the Spacing Guild really are the ones controlling the galaxy. Behind the scenes, it's an interesting choice to be leaving them so far in the shadows for us. I think that's because they're kind of building towards a grand reveal with it in Part 3. I'm not sure how I feel about that, though. We're supposed to be aware of them by that point in the story. Yeah, overall, I think this looks really, really cool. Very promising. I just hope it's good, man. I just hope it's good. Dune Part 1 was fantastic. Dune Part 2 was phenomenal, and they've really created this fever pitch of hype and enthusiasm for this world and for this universe. And this show stands on the precipice and has the ability, it has the power to completely destroy that hype or to bring it, like, increase it tenfold, depending on the quality of this show. I think there's a lot to work with here. The Bene Gesserit is a really cool organization and a very, very, like, shadowy, interesting origin story. And so the fact that we're focusing on that here gives me a lot of hope. There's always a danger when you come up with an original story that's based on established works. You know, there isn't a prequel novel called Bene Gesserit. Like, they're not drawing from anything specifically, but I think that they are going to try and keep it as canon as they can, you know, while still building in a new story that book readers may not necessarily know the ending to this show just because of the material that we have. I hope they can leave something in there for us as well, so that casual audiences can be surprised around every turn, but so can we, people who know the lore. I want to be surprised by this show too. In conclusion, this looks promising. Can't wait to get more information about the show. I will be reacting to it right here on the channel, so you can stay tuned for those reactions. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to the official teaser trailer for Dune Prophecy, coming soon on HBO Max. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this show. Are you excited for this? Are the Bene Gesserit interesting to you? Are you a Dune fan? Do you think it's overhyped? I want to hear all the opinions. Thanks again, and I will catch you in the next one.